Hello, and today I will be showing you how to make some literary gift wrap and some literary gift tags. Now these are very simple crafts. All you need is some high-tack glue and some scissors and a craft punch and some twine, a ruler, a pencil, and some craft card. And you'll also need, obviously, an old book. So this is a really inexpensive way to wrap your Christmas presents this year. If you're looking for a frugal way to decorate your parcels under the tree, I think these actually will look lovely. So to start with, I will show you how to make the gift wrap paper. And what I will do for this is tear 4 pages from the book, and I'll do this 3 times. Now you can make your wrapping paper as wide and as long as you require, but for this demonstration I'm just going to show you how to make a small sheet that's going to be big enough to wrap up a book or a DVD, or something small like some pens or notebook, that sort of thing. So the most important thing here is to make sure that everything is nicely aligned. I prefer using the high-tack glue over PVA glue as it dries a lot quicker because it's thicker and less watery, and also it gives a little bit of leeway to kind of move things around if you've not positioned them correctly. So you might prefer to use a paintbrush for this part, just to spread the glue out, or a glue spreader, but what you want to do is simply make sure that you put some glue all the way down the edge of the page. Then take your paintbrush and make sure you've got the glue spread right up to the very edges. Doesn't matter if you've got overlap because it dries clear. And then line your second page up with the edge of the text on the first, and make sure the top and the bottom of the page are lined up as well. Any extra glue on the paintbrush, you can use it for the next row. We want to make sure that the glue is right up to the very edge of the book page, and that way we won't get any loose bits when we try and wrap a gift. So we have our first row of the wrapping paper. And rather than make all my rows of 4 in one hit, what I've found is to make sure that everything lines up nicely, I will then add each of the pages one at a time to this one. If you make all your rows of 4 and then try and glue them together, sometimes they don't line up, and perhaps I'm a little bit particular, but if you're not worried about them lining up, you could do all your 4 rows together. So for this next lot, I will put a line of glue along the bottom of this book page here. Now if you are worried about it not being straight, you can line it up with the bottom of the text. But I quite like to leave the page numbers visible. And for the 6th book page that we're going to add, we will put glue along the side of this one and the bottom of that one. Try to make sure that your text aligns down the side of the page and that the pages are aligned at the bottom as well. And do periodically lift your paper from your surface, because if you get any glue spillage like I've got here, you might end up with your pages attached to your surface. And we just continue to add the rest of the book pages in exactly the same way. Some of the book pages will have their type not set as well on the page, and that will depend on the book that you're using. And you may find, as I am going to find here, that you get a little bit of a gap. But that's okay, because we can trim that up if we need to. There we go. Don't forget to wash your paintbrush out afterwards, otherwise you'll have a useless paintbrush in the future. So that is enough wrapping paper to wrap a book or a DVD, or yeah, and you can make this bigger if you need to. Just let that dry before you try and wrap anything up. But what you'll find is that if all of the pages should be very firmly attached here, and there should be no gaps that might just be a bit annoying when you're trying to wrap things up. So for the gift tags, these are really easy as well. You can pick up some craft card at your local craft shop or stationery shop. You don't have to buy a big pack. This is just stuff that I've got, and I'm going to use up my spare loose bits here, if they're big enough. That one will be. So you can do the cutting using a guillotine if you prefer, or if you have access to one. I'm just going to use scissors because that's the easiest way to show you. So my gift tags are 8.5 centimeters long and 5.5 centimeters wide. So very simply, I am just going to mark on my page 5.5 centimeters. Join the dots, and then 8.5 centimeters. Lost my mark there. Join the dots. If you're making several of these gift tags, then yeah, guillotine might be an awful lot simpler. So along the top, I'm going to measure 1.5 centimeters from one edge and 1.5 centimeters from the other edge. And then, let me just double check. Measure twice, cut once, and then I'm going to mark 2 centimeters down the side edge, join up the dots. Lost my mark. Maybe use something a bit easier to see than a pencil on this craft card. So that's the basic tag shape. Now you can use a hole punch to put the hole in, or you can use a craft stamp. These ones I have just used a regular hole punch, but because it's Christmas I'm going to use a little star stamper that I've got, and very simply I'm just going to line that up and press, and then I've got my little star. So for the book page square, we need a book page. I must have one handy. I've kind of looked to see how many lines I can get on the tag nicely. And all books are different. This one's got a much narrower font. But I'm going to trim mine to this line here because that will fit nicely. Invitation. I'll kind of line it up with the border and decide where I'm going to cut it along here, and I'm going to cut it just before that word there, and then that should be perfect. Yeah, that works for me. So I'm just going to glue that on with the high-tack glue. You can use PVA glue for this, but as I've said before, I do find it's quite watery, and the high-tack glue is just, yeah, my go-to glue. So these are my standard sized tags. You can make them bigger or smaller. Some people find there's just not enough space on the back of the gift tags to write a lovely message. So if you want to write something special, you could make them a lot bigger. So for the twine, I will cut, let's measure this so I can be precise for you, because I know some people like to be precise. That is about 30 centimetres of twine. With the two loose ends together, pop them through the hole. Put your fingers between the loop and grab the two edges and pull through. And this can be tied on or sellotaped on to the parcel. I would simply tie mine on as such. So I really hope that you've enjoyed watching this video, and I hope it's given you a little bit of inspiration. And yeah, if you have got this far, do give me a thumbs up. And do leave me a comment if you've got any questions at all, and I will answer them as soon as I can. Thanks for watching, and I hope to see you again soon.